Judges chapter 15. But it was after a while, in the time of wheat harvest, that Shamshon visited his woman with a goatling, and he said, I will go into my woman into the chamber. But her father would not give him to enter. And her father said, I verily thought that thou hadst utterly hated her. Therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her. And Shamshon said to them, The time I am acquitted from the Pelishtim, though I am doing them an evil. And Shamshon went and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and turned tail to tail, and put a firebrand in the midst between every two tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing grain of the Pelishtim, and burnt up both the shocks and the standing grain, and also the oliveyards. Then the Pelishtim said, Who hath done this? And they said, Shamshon, the son-in-law of the Timni, because he hath taken his woman and given her to his companion. And the Pelishtim came up and burnt her and her father with fire. And Shamshon said to them, If ye do after this manner, surely I will be avenged of you, and after that I will cease. And he smote them hip and thigh with a great slaughter, and he went down and dwelt in the cleft of the rock of Etam. Then the Pelishtim went up and encamped in Yehudah, and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Yehudah said, Why are ye come up against us? And they said, To bind Shamshon are we come up, to do to him as he hath done to us. Then 3,000 men of Yehudah went down to the cleft of the rock of Etam, and said to Shamshon, Knowest thou not that the Pelishtim are rulers over us? What then is this that thou hast done to us? And he said to them, As they did to me, so have I done to them. And they said to him, We are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Pelishtim. And Shamshon said to them, Swear to me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. And they spoke to him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast, and deliver thee into their hand. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new ropes, and brought him up from the rock. When he came to Lehi, the Pelishtim roared as they met him, and the Spirit of Yahweh came mightily upon him, and the ropes that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire. And his bands dropped off his hands. And he found a fresh jawbone of a donkey, and put forth his hand, and took it, and smote 1,000 men therewith. And Shamshon said, With the jawbone of a donkey, heaps upon heaps, with the jawbone of a donkey have I smitten 1,000 men. And it was, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and that place was called Ramat Lehi. And he was sore athirst, and called on Yahweh, and said, Thou hast given this great deliverance by the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised? But God clave the hollow place that is in Lehi, and there came water thereout. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. For what reason the name thereof was called Ein Hakkore, which is in Lehi to this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Pelishtim 20 years.